know that, Jam. We're looking to pick up some girls tonight. Wait, hold on. No, I don't mean it like that, baby. Relax. I'm just trying to win a tournament. I haven't recorded in a while. You don't know this because I be posting videos every Sunday. Got a lot of storage, a lot of stuff to work with, you know? Today is the day before Valentine's Day. Hence, we're looking for the girls. Just kidding, dude. I got a girl. I love my girl. It was an accident. Anyway, Hardrock got a $300, 200,000 guaranteed. That sounds like it's right up my alley. Something we're gonna do today that we should be doing every time is leaving this on the table. Another reverse mush. We're gonna leave this out there so nobody says shit about me recording, and we can win our all-ins. Besides that, we're gonna tell people nice hand, oh, I'm gonna lose. You know, all the reverse we can do. Let's go. So you start this tournament with 25,000 in chips. Blinds are 30 minutes, and we get in at the end of level 1. Our second hand in, we pick up Ace King. The blinds are at 100, 100, 100. Guy limps in, and I make it 1,100. Then Pasquale makes it 4,500. Gives me consent to record, so here we go. Thanks, Pasquale.
I gave consent and then he erases me.
When it folds back to me, we say fuck it, we rip it in, he snap calls.
You fucking put it in with that shit?
And we got the same hand.
Oh my god, he's got a diamond. It's coming. Oh, there we go.
Second hand in, too. The very next hand, we get Ace Jack offsuit. I raise it to 600. Pasquale calls me, and the big blind calls. The flop comes out Jack 10 6 with 2 spades. The big blind checks, and I bet 900. Pasquale calls. The big blind folds.
That won't leave me alone.
And then this is the banter we have between us.
Spade. 9. We both got what we wanted. Hold on, I have to do that. Check.
I'm so dumbfounded by the 9 of spades that I check and he checks back. The river comes at 4, no spade. I decide to bet 2,000, and unfortunately he folds. But good news is we're at 27,500.
I'll show you this one.
And in the notes it says 6-9 off in the big blind. Oh no, LOL. Under the gun makes it 400. 4 people call, and I'm getting bad thoughts. The button makes it 3,000. Thank God. I can fold now, right?
I'll tell you what you have to do. I'm embarrassed.
Okay.
A lot of things I don't want to.
Now I just seen Pasquale raise with 9-10 offsuit and flop trip 9s. And I start thinking, anything you can do, I can do better.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. So when a weak player limps in middle position, I open to 400 on the button. Both blind call and the limper calls. The flop comes out 4-4-10. Not a bad flop for me. Everybody checks, and I bet 1,300. Both blinds call. The turn is an ace. Small blind checks, big blind checks. I check. The river comes a king. They both check again. So now I think I can bet any of the blinds off a 10 with the ace and the king coming out. So I bet 2,000. The small blind folds, and the big blind snap calls, and he's got what? Ace 4 for a boat? Girls! Bet you wasn't ready for them girls. Anyway, blinds are at 100, 200, 200. Player limps and I make it 1,500.
the cutoff, and the button call. The flop comes out 3-5-7 rainbow. The limper checks. I bet 5,000 and everyone folds. Not really an eventful hand, but I just wanted to give you a little jump scare from the girls. With about 30,000 in chips, we got the 8-9 of diamonds on the button. We can't help ourselves, so we raise it to 1,000 after a few people limp. We get 3 callers, and the flop comes out Jack 6-3 with 2 diamonds. Checks to me. I'm gonna bet 3,500 and take it down. Now we're at 33,000 tournament units. Now with the blinds at 200, 300, 300, we're under the gun with this ace-king, and we're getting a little sneaky. I limp it in. The guy who called me with the ace-4 boat makes it 1,100. The big blind calls, and I decide, let's see where we're at. I make it 4,700. Fortunately, or unfortunately, not sure, but everybody folds. We're at 35,000.
Now we pick up ace-queen offsuit in the hijack. Kid in early position makes it 700, and I 3-bet to 3,500. The button, we'll call him the flat caller, the old ace-4, flat calls my 3,500. The early position kid folds. The flop comes out 10-5 deuce rainbow. That's not going to slow us down. We got to see where we're at. We bet out 3,000. He folds. We take it down. Now we're at 38,600. Now we come back from break with the blinds at 200 and 400. We're in the big blind with this Jack 9 offsuit, and it folds to the button. He makes it 1,000. So, when the small blind folds, we decide to defend. The flop comes out 8-10 deuce with 2 hearts. I check, going for a check raise, and he checks back. Damn it. The turn's the 3 of diamonds. Also puts 2 diamonds. I bet 2,500 and he calls. Now the river is a deuce of diamonds. Now, I play this hand like I probably have diamonds, so I just bet 3K for value. And he starts tanking. And he calls.
Love the ace high, huh?
He called me with ace-5 of clubs. Wow. A real hero. Now with 31,500 to start this hand, our ace-high buddy limps in second act, so we limp. Kid to my left makes it 1,700. The big blind calls, the limper calls, I call. The flop comes out 8-10-4 with 2 clubs. Now, I'm not going to bet because I just got a pair of 3s. I'm not going to hit a set. Everybody checks, and the turn's a 4. Now they check to me again, so I say fuck it, and I bet 5,500. The pre-flop raiser's tanking forever, asks to steam my stack. Now after he's wasted all this time, I've made up my mind. If this kid puts me all in, I'm gonna pay him off or snap him off and double up. But I guess unfortunately he doesn't pull the trigger, he folds, and so does everyone else. Now we're back at 37,200, and the blinds are going up to 300 and 500. Now this hand here, the only thing I have in the notes says that King 9 of spades lost like 7,500 to Ace 9. And then we're down to 31,000. But then we pick up my actual favorite hand before the fame and before the newfound glory. 7-8 of diamonds. The Ace High kid opens to 1,100. Our boy AP, who just sat down at our table, calls. And I squeezed to 5,500. They fold, and we're back at 35K.
I had my favorite hand. Not 6-9 though.
AP raises second to act to 1,500. We got the ace queen next to act, and we make it 4,000. The small blind cold calls, and AP also calls. The flop comes out King Jack X with 2 spades. And right before the flop came out, look who came into sight.
Oh, damn. Mush.
I was just 7 high.
This hand we got pocket 5s and we limp under the gun. 2 other players limp, the small blind limps and the big blind checks. The flop comes out 9, 10, 5. 2 diamonds. The blinds check, I check. The limper bets 1,700. The button tank folds. The blinds fold. I make it 6,500. He jams. I snap. Call. And then my mom's calling me. Oh my God, I hope she's good luck and not a mush like Amy.
Oh, shit. It's not over, right?
Oh,
double tandem board.
It's not over. Everybody got all excited for it. I love my mom. After that fun little sweat, we're at 63,000. Cowboys. I don't want to do too much copywriting because I think I might have got shadow banned after my last copywritten Enrique Iglesias song. So let's keep it to a bare minimum. We got these Cowboys under the gun and I opened to 1,700 with the blinds at 300 and 600. The kid to my left who's got all the chips calls. This good player who one time at Dania rebluffed my bluff with Jack High against my Jack High makes it 5,500. He's got about 32K to start the hand. And you know what? I just rip it in because I want it to look like I got ace king and get paid off by a hand like jacks or less. The big stack tanks for a while, asks for a count and everything, and ends up folding ace queen of diamonds. Comes back to the good, competent, skillful player, and he puts in the call. And we get exactly what we want from him. When he flips over pocket 9s. Made our hand look like ace king or less, and we got the under pair to call. Now can we hold?
Don't put an ace. Don't put an ace.
You had ace king?
Don't put an ace out there. Wow. I had diamonds though. Alright, what do you got all in on you? I had diamonds.
You had ace king of diamonds?
I had ace queen of diamonds.
Wow, we would have got another 60,000 in chips if we would have let the big stack see that flop with his ace queen of diamonds. But it's okay because we got 93,000. Now, this hand wasn't really necessary to put in here, but we just did it for the song, for the girls, for the boys, and the boys that love the girls. Anyway, blinds are now at 400 and 800. We end up winning a couple chips this hand, and we're at 93,000.
Easy money just got here. See you, David. What's up? David, I'm talking about you. Easy money.
We got it again in the big blind. Do we play it this time? How can we fold it again? We just can't, can we? Well, when it folds to the small blind and he just limps, we got no choice but to see a flop. We decide not to raise, and we go heads up to the flop that comes out 8, 10, queen. I think we got a double gutter in there somewhere. He checks. I decide to bet out 1,300. He tanks, and he folds. And we showed David just to get his juices going.
There, David.
Shortly after that, we go on break and we come back with 85,000 in chips. Blinds are now at 501,000. We make it 2,500 with the ace 5 of spades. the kid in the cutoff who's got a lot of chipped calls, and the big blind calls. The flop comes out 8-4-4, 2 diamonds, 1 spade. The big blind checks, I bet 2,500, and the kid in the cutoff calls. The big blind folds. The turn comes a spade. I decide to keep going with it, so I bet 6,500, and the cutoff calls. Now the river comes another spade. I bet 11,500. He tanks, and he just calls and shows king 10 of spades. Wow. I think I could have made more money.
You just flatted there?
But I asked him, what are you calling the flop with? Who cares? We got 111,000 tournament units. But our stack doesn't stay that big for long because we lose some with the queen 10. We lose some with the jack 10. And the jack 10 hand I c-bet on like a 6 high flop or something. And a player raised me. And I asked him, would you flat with kings again pre-flop?
Name 2 players to table 17.
Flatted with kings again?
Looks like my reads are right, but the cards are not. But now we got ace-king suited. This is a good hand. With the blinds at 800 and 1,600, we open to 3,400 on the button. The big blind calls and the flop is 7-8 queen. He checks. I decide to check back. The turn's a 4. We both check again. The river's a 9. He bets 5K. And I just show my hand because obviously I'm not beating anything and I don't think he's bluffing.
Thank God you're leaving.
Then he shows me nothing serious, just 5-6 for a straight.
Turned it. Nice. Very nice.
We're at 79,500. And it seems like a good time to start jacking off. We raise it up to 3,800 and the big blind calls. The flop is 10-6-6. He checks and I bet 4,000 and he folds. Get a little momentum going. And the momentum in aggression is perfect when you get pocket kings the next hand. But why am I holding them like that? Is that a tell? Hopefully nobody catches on, but they might have because when I raised at 3,900, everyone folds. But we're at 90,000. The average is 88,000. There's 51 players left and 23 bag. My hand's doing it again. But maybe I just haven't looked yet. I don't really know. Anyway, we got ace-10 offsuit in the small blind. Under the gun limps and the hijack limps. And the button makes it 4,000. I decide to 3-bet because I'm a maniac. I make it 11,000 and it folds back to the button. He calls and the flop comes out ace deuce deuce with 2 spades. I bet 5,700. He calls. Now when the turn comes out the 8 of hearts, I want him to think whatever he has is good. Also, if he does miraculously have ace queen or ace jack, we got a little pot control going on. So we check it to him and he checks back. When the river comes out the 4 of hearts, I decide let's try to make it look like a bluff and bet 26,900, but unfortunately he folds. But we're at 113,000 going on break. We come back from break at blinds at 1,000 and 2,000. We got the jack 10 of clubs in the cutoff. We try to get creative, 3-betting, but we get caught up on a queen, deuce, 2 spades flop, and we're down to 94,500. We got average stack and there's 48 players left. Then we got ace-9 offsuit, and old man coffee limps under the gun. I make it 7,500, and the kid in the small blind shoves for 27,000. This is such a shit spot.
97 is the total.
I really don't know if it's a call or not after putting in so many chips, but we decide to call. And we see good news. He's got the same hand. Wow. Definitely thought he would have been stronger than that, shoving in for such a small amount more.
Oh my God.
Now we got the table.
Should let someone else get in the hand, man.
This kid cost me money. I would have flopped trip nines. Anyway, we got king 7 of diamonds in the big blind, and under the gun is all in for 1,500. The blinds are at 1,500 and 2,500. I'm the big blind, and the dealer doesn't even give me an option. I take it as a sign to check. The flop comes out king 10-7. There's 3K in the side pot, so when the small blind checks, I bet 3K. A player who limped in middle position calls me, and the small blind folds. The turn is an ace. Don't love it, but I'm going to still bet it. I bet 8,500 and he calls. Now, when the river peels, I got to put something out there, maybe a blocker bet or something. I bet 10,000 and he calls, and he's got ace-6. Hey, man, thanks for the chips. We're at 107,000. The average is 125. 36 players left and 23 back. Now, I don't know about you, but when I see Jack 9 suited in the cutoff, I can't really help myself. So I open to 6,500 and the small blind and the big blind calls. The small blind has about 300,000 in chips and he just got to the table. So I don't really have much reads on him. The flop comes out queen 7-4 rainbow. Small blind and big blind both check, and I bet 6,500. Only the small blind calls. The turn is a jack. He checks, I check back. The river peels an ace, and he fires out for 30,000. Like I said, he just got to the table. I have no information on him. I don't understand why he hammers this river. I mean, maybe he's got king 10. That's the only thing I'm really worried about. Nothing really makes sense. I'm a stubborn asshole, and for some reason, I call, and he shows me pocket 4s. Fuck. We're down to 64,000. We've come back from worse, but what are you doing, Chris? You're not a goddamn fucking hero. Leave the cape at home, jackass. I even wrote in the notes, you're too fat to be a hero anymore. Anyway, we got 7 deuce off in the big blind, and it folds to the small blind, he limps. The flop comes out king 5 deuce. He checks, I check. The turn's a 9. He checks, I check. The river's another 5. Now he bets 10,000. Well, like I just said, I'm a jackass, and I think I have my cape on me, so I called 10,000. Then he asked me if I have a 5. Asshole.
You have 5? No.
You're not a hero, you fat bitch.
He shows me 4-5, and we're down to 46,500. Now I'm on pretty much monkey tilt, and with the blinds still at 1,500, 3,000, I raise to 6K under the gun with the ace-6 of clubs. Old man coffee calls in the hijack, and the big blind calls. The flop comes out ace deuce 3. The big blind checks, and I bet 4,000. Old man coffee calls, and the big blind folds. The turn's an 8. I'm not giving up. I bet 8,000, and he calls me again. When the river comes out a 7, I bet 7,500. Kind of a blocker bet. Don't raise me, don't bet more. I hope my ace is good. And somehow he folds. I will take this gladly. And we're at 70,000. 27 players left.
Good.
There's that fucking hand grip again. What's going on there? My hands look even funnier than normal. Yeah, I got fat, chubby little fingers, but what are you doing with your hand there, dude? I know what I was doing. It was a tell. I'm getting ready to squeeze. 3 people limp in my small blind. And I say, no, no, no. I bump it up to 19,500.
19,500.
They all fold. We pick it up, and we're at 85,000. The average is 180K. There's 25 players left. Wait a minute, now there's 24. That means we're on the bubble. The blinds are now 2,000 and 4,000. We need some help, but we could also just squeeze into the money.
All bags matter.
See you at 1 o'clock.
A pathetic 75,000 in chips in the bag. But me and Jeff put 500 together in this slot. We're doing big spins. Let's see if we can whack them. If you don't want to watch the clicks, just speed up to the end for a good outro from Jeffrey.
I don't think this is a play, brother. Alrighty, dude. Now what? Come on, you cunt. Ow! There you go. You should have left it there, dude. No, you can't even get a fucking line pass. Fucking gold saw up there.
I just want to be a vlogger. I just want to be a vlogger. I just want to be a vlogger.